he failed in that 1v1 versus Tapson, who was low in health. But if you ignore that, he was impactful and he was so instrumental alongside Masuta in Vitality grinding out that comeback. And this is despite the fact that for Vitality, Magisk was comparatively a little bit quiet. It wasn't like he had a terrible game, but thus far in his Vitality run, starting from the challenger stage, it has been the man that is Magisk who has delivered. Can he deliver again? Here is the question, as Big will be starting on the CT side. Crimbo donating the dualies towards Tizian. He's got a couple of flashes for himself. No kits for the CT side. Vitality, though, 2 smokes and 2 flashes for Apex and Magisk, and a P250 for ZywOo.
Getting aggressive outside already. Tabson is there with his USP. One of the elements that makes Tabson such a great player that stood the test of time is he can pretty much play with anything. We've seen him at IGL, entry, AWP, pistols, rifles, but ZywOo's like, here's a pistol for you. And a P250 carves his head clean out. Outside control will be going with that. ZywOo does take a dink, though. I'm not sure if that was from a teammate or if that was from Crimbo. Maybe partially through the wall. Julie's, though, meanwhile, going to be staving off the push, and you can see the respect shown instantly. Like, Julie's, nope, we don't want any part of this. Let's get out of here.
This is such a fast decision being made here because Dupree pushed up towards Mini. They know that the upper bomb side is probably empty. And look at the flank coming in from heaven as well. The CTs, though, they've grouped him from behind. They could find one. Dupree spots a player, and that is the jig being up. Bomb should be planted, and Apex position here. This could be huge.
Could be a free kill in the back of Tizian. Can pick up the Julies if he wants them. Vitality, player advantage, post plant coming in. All 3 players clumped on the lobby. And Dupree gonna get smacked down by Faven. Apex, in the meanwhile, steps up to the plate, but Matrix gets flashed out. Now ZywOo with a P250, point blank range, comes out second best. Apex has it all to do alone. Trying to play the time as well. There's no kit in the hands of Crimbo, who's being slowly put down in his grave. And Vitality get the pistol, and Apex is feeling himself.
That was a bit of a weird round for Magisk, though. He tosses in a flashbang when he knew the CDs are going to be pushing Hut, and he even blinds himself, but Apex coming up clutch. He was lurking towards outside. All of this, of course, precipitated off the opening pick from ZywOo with the Hero P250, but then Apex with a massive 4K. Mr. Impact, the IGL delivering here in the opening round of the Decider map. The 2 sides. It's going to be the forced buy, though, for Big. We've seen multiple CD sides from Big where they've opted not to go for the force buy, but Nuke is a map where you know the pistols, especially close range, can deal quite a lot of damage. You also have the Hero M4A1 in the very capable hands of the captain, that is Tapson. Molotov going to be deployed, and that is a little rough. They needed to get the boost, and they will not manage to do. Actually, they did manage to do so. So from above, Tapson can deliver death, and indeed he will find 2.
Oh my god, this round is spiraled out of control. Tizian, though, drops into his grave, his tomb. Final resting place is Squeaky as ZywOo will push him off his mortal coil. Tabson misses his chance, does a lot of damage to Magisk. This is where the heaven proponent of Crimbo can finish off the rest. 5-7 in hand, and from above, he will rain down terror with that 5-7 and Scout. So Big, they force it up, like you said. They managed to get the boost in, and they reap the rewards with their second round win.
It looked so dicey, right? It looked like they wouldn't get the boost in time with the flames licking at their feet, but somehow they're able to mow down the marauding Vitality members. Great shots coming in as well from Crimbo from atop. Finding a double. And for Vitality, despite winning the pistol, they're down to, well, even more pistols. They have the AK-47 though for ZywOo. Of course, that's one player you're going to be giving it towards. 3 smokes, no flashes. Right now they're waiting for some aggression here from the CTs. And the CTs, they're giving nothing. Tizian's got the MP9. He's going to be playing a little aggressively towards Hut. Surson with a scout as usual. Smoke for Garage. As the T's will start to cross. Surson should find a player up top. That is Apex playing a dangerous game, getting tagged down, but he will stay alive. And Vitality slowly creep on through the bullets, just whizzing past them, but not quite finding its mark.
Well, this line of smokes, they're not picking to go on secret, they're picking to go in garage instead. 3 players in there. There was an incendiary tossed onto the secret entrance, which maybe added to their decision-making process, but now they're looking to spill outside. Tapson, though, with the A1S spraying down. 3 kills go his way from the vents. And that should be round done and tied up in a neat little bow on the side of Big. They don't lose any players. Excellent news to their overall standing on their CT side. Meanwhile, Vitality hot off the back of a force buy. Well, they'll be looking to dip into a save.
Yeah, they have to, right? Not really getting anything done. A little bit of shooting gallery there for Tapson. This is big. Despite losing a pistol. Solid next couple of rounds here. You still have the MP9 in hands of Favin, and he'd be looking to maybe just get a little bit of extra money, right? Just farm a little bit of cash, upgrade to the AWP, toss it towards Sirson. Start to build the rounds. On Vertigo, it was a story to T-sides, Vince. I felt like the CD sides for both teams were very, very lacking. Nuke, however, I was taking a look at his stats yesterday, and although it's only been like 5 maps played thus far, I think it's like 71% of a CT win rate in the Legend stage, which is quite interesting, considering a lot of people would imagine it would be Ancient, which is way more lopsided when it comes to defending sides. Sirson out in the open. The Scout just a one tag onto Apex, and that's going to call Favin to come charging in and farm that cash.
All the damage from Searson. Zywoo has put at least 1 frag down. The Glock gets 2 kills. That's more than I think Big would have been comfortable with. Not that it's necessarily the end of the world anyway, because they can upgrade their weapons.
Yeah, there was just a Scout and the MP9 getting lost, so Big are not going to be feeling too hard put with that fact. Op coming out for Sirson, and Favin having built a decent amount of money with the MP9 kill, but for Vitality, it is going to be the buy coming out. They really haven't had much success here, Vince, apart from that first round, which did come down to Apex clutching it out in a 1v2, mind you. So, Big have looked, even though it's still early days here on Nuke, they have looked pretty solid thus far. Op for Sirson, playing inside of Mini. You can see Big looking to be a little bit more aggressive here towards the upper bomb side, keeping the T's at bay, and Crimbo playing a dangerous game here. Just a shoulder peek around the corner for Ramp. He is a sole defender. There is literally no one nearby. If he gets taken down, there's not going to be any trade. Rotation is going to be far, far away, and ramp control is going to be easily taken by Vitality. So Crimbo staying alive here is critical. Favin, in the meantime, the hero for Big on Vertigo, playing towards Squeaky alongside Tizian. On top of the hut, we of course have Tapson with the smoke, with the Molotov ready. A shot taken by Sirson, but not quite able to find anything. But Tapson perfectly lining up his crosshair, and Mad just kind of be kicking himself after that.
Oof, that is dirty. And in amongst all of that chaos, Crimbo did throw down his smoke, and now the cavalry has arrived. The help has maneuvered itself into position. Molly down onto Squeaky as well. Big doing a really good job of just wasting so much time for Vitality. They'll feel claustrophobic, like they can't really get anything done. They can't get a stranglehold over this round. And now Tizian getting aggressive with Faven, 25 seconds to play with. All these grenades coming out of Squeaky will stand to reason they're going to be pushing out there. That's the bomb! The bomb goes down first! Gets dropped, they vent over with 2 players, but they have to come back up to pick it up again. They have somehow managed to do that, but it's at the cost of 3 lives. They line up. It's a 1-for-1 trade, but there's no HP left on Dupree. And although he may get a bomb plant finalized, nope, he won't actually. He'll get denied. Even if he did, he was a dead man anyway.
What a hole coming out there. Again, just a utility being used by Big, perfectly timed smokes, perfectly timed flashbangs. And when they ran out of utility, they had only 1 smoke remaining with 28 seconds on the clock, which was in Tapson. So what does Tapson do? He firstly catches the player trying to cross on over. He also finds the player on top of Silo, just being so impactful with the M4, but also the way they're just repositioning around, right? Earlier it was Crimbo, always lonesome towards ramp, then Sirson backs him up after they get the first kill towards outside. And even the double man push up towards hut, I love that play. They're not in the bomb side, and there is a gargantuan, a massive gap in that smoke, and that means they can't cross on through. Now, bear in mind, they still have 1 more smoke, but that's about it. A lot of pistols. Oh, there's the timing. No, never mind. Tapson's there, but Apex from above deals with him.
Searson has changed angles. This makes it more of a narrow prospect up on the silo. Cartwheels to his demise in round 6. And the remaining 3 players pushing down into ramp, but this is a crossfire. 2 players locking this one in, make it a 3rd as well. This is over. Vitality's only round they've managed to muster was the pistol, and since then, Big have just been absolutely eradicating them. And then one of the players, the standouts that you highlighted over on Vertigo, Dupree, he's yet to get off the mark. 0-6. Magisk, 1-6. They've been completely absent.
Yeah, it's very grim start here. But then again, got to bear in mind, right? They got E-Code, and then after that, they've only had a couple of buys. I mean, this is the second full-fledged buy they actually have for us here. And this time around, they have all the utility they want to work with. Early deep nade. Sirson finding Dupree, and his woes continue, Vince. 0-7. Once more. Crimbo. Just a little bit of a jiggle peek there. So just making a little bit of footsteps. I don't think Crimbo heard him. If he gets found out, this could be massive. The boost comes in. I like this. I like the way Sirson's just repositioning himself. Right, he was outside Squeaky. Now he's going to be going towards Heaven while ensuring he doesn't have to cross from outside. So after this early pick from Big, Vitality, they've been stymied. They don't seem to really know what they want to do here. They're waiting for some more reaggression from CTs, which never really transpires. And look at the amount of utility still with the CTs. There's a smoke in the hands of Crimbo. Of course, he's all the way towards the ramp position, but they have nades as well. Another smoke comes in for Squeaky. 50 seconds on the clock now, Vitality. They have the utility to work with them. The Molotovs, a couple of flashes, a nade and a smoke as well. But they really haven't done much with it yet. And time is slowly dwindling away.
Nearly half a minute on the clock. Zaiwu had chances. They were brief. They were glimpses more than anything else. And now Molotov forces away those players from the hub. But not for the first time. That boosted up position could be so huge. Maybe not required because Tapson is doing it all alone. 3 kills to the IGL. Again, the impact cannot be overlooked of what he brings to the table. And Apex, on the other side of the table, is trying his level best to flip it over and take control. But instead, it is a 6-1 lead, and Big are looking impenetrable on this defense.
That was such a huge hold from Tapson because Favin had actually burned down to about 30 HP from the Molotov being lobbed in the top of Hut. A little bit of a celebratory fist bumps here. Gobby, serious as usual. He's like, listen guys, let's not get ahead of ourselves. We saw what happened on Vertigo. It was 11-4 for Big. And yet Vitality bought it back. First tactical timeout getting called by the French-Danish side. If you look at the money, they can go for a buy. It's not great, however, right? You can see it will be a few of the players having to maybe bring out a Galil just so they have a little bit of extra utility. A couple of them just wielding the AKs. That means they have no utility to work with. So it's going to be minimal nades and flashes and Molotovs. But even when they had all of that, Vince, it really hasn't been great. And there's one thing which has been a question mark for Vitality have been their T sides for me personally. And even though Vertigo was great, right now we're seeing why it is a problem here. A faster play, are we going to be seeing? No, it's not. Sirson once more being the opener. Apex will be found on top of Silo.
It's just pistols on the side of Vitality. Not really giving them much hope. As you mentioned, even with full utility, full rifles, it's not worked out for them. They do have an AK-47 though, which has been picked up on the hands of Magisk, who's going to need to have a significant upturn in his impact if they want to get themselves not even back into this game, but just on the right track, honestly. They've got to get there first. Masuda, not for the first time, playing a game of cat and mouse with Crimbo over on the ramp side. And now the smoke's starting to fade away in the distance on towards the hut area. Now stacking up here though, it looks like it could be an explosive play, but it is Sierson and Crimbo up against them. Smoke is tossed out. Crimbo getting tagged out, but not fragged in the process. A 2-for-1, and Sierson, even if he is to go down, Crimbo is there alongside Tapson, and this round falls into position yet again. 4 corpses in ramp, 7-1 lead for Big.
Vince, you pointed out earlier, I think 3 rounds ago, that Dupree and Magisk had 1 kill combined.
Yep.
Nothing's changed. Nothing has changed. This is looking a little rough here. Great hole coming out from, again, the well-placed smoke. And for Vitality, they didn't have any more flashbangs remaining. They just had to go for the contact play. The smoke separating them, and then Tapson, of course, arriving. 15-3 for Tapsit. I didn't even notice that. He's having a field day here on Nuke. The buy is going to be coming in once more, though, for the team. And look at this aggressive posturing. Apex finding Searson. He will have his vengeance. And look at Apex charging in. And he's got to find more. He was blinded, Vince, but Tapsit will fall.
Crimbo, though, can line them up. Only one kill. Heavy damage done. Masuda down to 10 and Apex on 9. Maybe Faven can clean this one up. There's the first. And it's a clean kill at that. Losing no HP. Grenade. Just scraping ZywOo's knees. Nothing too serious. But considering that started off in a 5 versus 3, Vitality not only desperate for the round, but need to get this one done and keep 3 players alive in the process. They have control over A. Faven and Tizian have moved out of position, but now Vitality have to clump together, have to get on the same page, put that bomb down, put the pressure on Big. Smoke onto main, molly onto vents. But Tizian is lurking in the shadows. Can hear the bomb getting planted down in the background. Can't deny that just yet. And it would seem at this stage that Vitality are a shoe-in to take this round. Tizian, though, lining up the flash with Faven. Looking to try and explode out in the process, but ZywOo has his teammates back covered, and Faven is given the go-ahead to save. Vitality get their first round in 7.
Apex is doing everything humanly possible for Vitality to somehow just kind of steal these rounds away. You go back to the pistol round, 4K, the 1v2 clutch. This round, he opens it up by finding Searson. You can see his body right there with his blood splattered across the shutters. He finds him the narrow angle. And honest to God, I thought Tapsin had him dead to rights. He was blinded, he was low, and yet somehow Apex, with a Galil, mind you, able to open it up with 2 quick kills. And then, of course, after that, the rest of his teammates, they do the work. So while we might have had a very quiet game thus far from Dupree and from Magisk, Apex, he is delivering here. Second round, after a 7-round streak from Big. But because of that streak, Vince, their money is just incredible. Saved AK for Faven. The rest of them going to be going for the buy once more. And again, it's going to be Searson, but ZywOo, he sees him, I believe, right before the smoke bloomed. And it's going to be an easy opening for the Frenchman.
Oh, Tapsin, though, nearly executing Apex at top of silos. Takes his head, dinks him down to 11. Crimbo, the meanwhile, gets pushed into Masuda. That is the kind of opportunistic hunting that we've been looking for and lacking on the side of Vitality. Masuda sending him out of this round puts it into a good position. They also have Apex at the back of the T-spawn, but keep in mind, he's the player with the bomb. The bomb carrier is the one watching for the flank. So they can't push down here onto the B side. They can't force their will onto the A side. And Tizian is starting to dismantle this T side round. I am so perplexed as to what is happening here for Vitality.
Yeah, I'm perplexed as well, Vince. That's huge, though. Finding Tapsin. That's kind of like Apex. The bomb has been spotted, though. There's an 11 HP. He's got to cross on O. Fortunately for him, there are no CTs towards Hell or towards outside, so they will creep on back towards the lower bomb site, where it is going to come down to Tizian. He's down to 55 HP. He's going to be perched in a kind of a off angle, a one-and-done spot. 23 seconds. Vitality, they need to make a bit of haste. Smoke getting deployed towards Mini. Are they going to be going up, back up? They are. Faven to shut this one down, perhaps, Vince.
13 seconds, they decide not to. They're Molotoving the vents instead. Now Tizian is in action. Spray, good for one. Has to switch the slide on. They need to deal with him right now. 5 seconds to play with this. Should be enough time for the plan.
No.
Oh, it's going to be so close. They took the extra half a second. Oh, in the nick of time. With milliseconds to spare. But now Faven comes down. Looking to evacuate the premises, but Apex pushes him out of the round. And Vitality get 2 in a row.
Oh.
That was scary.
There were so many ways that round could have gone wrong, and Vitality, they had it forth with them, and then off, like with ZywOo opens it up, they catch Crimbo, it's a 5v3, and then again Apex the hero there. That could have gone so very wrong, Vince. They got the bomb down with barely, less than a second remaining on the clock. One more second in the delay, one more second late in ZywOo getting that trade. And that would have been big, winning off the clock. But finally, Vitality stringing a couple of rounds together. for Big, money is not a problem. Tag timeout getting called by the Vitality guys. And the game will resume. Op once more in the hands of Sirson. And he has been, the past couple of rounds at least, he has been taken down by Apex and by ZywOo. Early opening death. So that's something he'll be looking to recover from, something he'll be looking to fix, as we have ZywOo who's got the AWP, just a standard default hole here, looking to take the duel towards Squeaky, but no one's going to present himself.
Slowing it down. ZywOo's had early picks on the outside. As you highlighted, Searson's been on the receiving end of a couple of those. tabseN has continued to impress. 15 and 5. Dupree still yet to get any kills on this half. But as I mentioned that, he comes through and takes Faven down with him. That's maybe the catalyst to some more success as ZywOo through the smoke. Pints is in for one, but Searson holds his resolve down on ramp before the opposite AWP once again rings out. Back and forth frags, and Searson gets aggressive through a ramp side, through the Molotov, is forcing and coordinating the T's into awkward positions, and Crimpo is cleaning them up. He's putting them down where they stand. ZywOo with it all to do. Takes down the first of Crimbo. Molly designated to heaven. And in this encounter, ZywOo already with 3 kills in this round, with a chance to clutch it out and put Big on the back foot. But Searson is watching downstairs. The HP advantage firmly in favor to the Frenchman, but he's going downstairs.
Vents, 2 bullets and a deagle.
Only 1 required. He did just give his position away, but still takes down Searson, who only had the USP. How he wishes he had any other pistol in the game. And ZywOo gets a 4K, a 7-4 scoreline for Vitality, and they are back.
Despite the heroics of Searson and Crimbo, I loved how Crimbo played that position from the HUD. He gets a kill towards Squeaky, drops on down, catches the second player, ZywOo. He was red. He even went for the reload. Searson was ready with a USP, and you said it, he only had the AWP, and he didn't want to rely on a fast scope, because the scope would have given away his position. And ZywOo just spins around, and because of how low Searson was, 1 bullet was all he needed to land, and land the bullet he did. 4 rounds now for Vitality. Suddenly starting to look competitive. It came down to some heroics, Vince, from Apex, from ZywOo in that clutch, but they'll take whatever they can get here. Creeping in towards Secret. It is going to be Magisk alongside ZywOo, daring the CDs to show something. And despite how flush Big were with cash a while ago, right now you can see tabseN only in a P250 as well. They of course have the rifles and the rest of the other teammates. And tabseN the nade could deal quite a bit of damage here.
Boost up. Oh, unlucky not to get the kill. The tag must have just glanced his shoulders. Down to 16. tabseN will fall. But the blood will be the clue the Vitality need to string together to crack this case of round 12. Crimbo, in the meanwhile, though, is forced out of position. Flashes are plenty. Searson has a chance, and he will nullify the frag, but now the counter kills come into play. Apex with 2 as they drop down onto the B side. Faven and Tizian have to try and greet their oncoming. Invaders with open arms. ZywOo may miss with a deagle the first shot, but won't on the second. And now Masuda and Magisk, albeit on a low HP Masuda, have control over the bomb. And they have 17 seconds. Molotoving out the doors is huge because Tizian desperately wanted to peek through there. That should afford them safe passage for the plant and indeed the post-plant as well. 1 grenade made all the difference in this round now. As an incendiary to the back boxes, clears out the angle with the HE, but Tizian also in doing so has given his position away. Flashbang out, he's being rotated on, he's being flanked, but it's not needed. Vitality have now strung together 4 rounds, and finally, Blair, they've broken what was once millions of dollars, or it felt like. Big are now back in poverty.
Yeah, they're just finally broken the economy, and yeah, sure, you'll have a few pistols coming out from the side of Big, but still, it's a fashion in which Vitality is starting to string these rounds together. Individual prowess, able to dissect the defense, and especially when it comes to these clutch situations, again, we talk about the veterancy on the squad, right? We saw Apex with the clutches he pulled off. We saw ZywOo with his own 1v2. This was a 3v2 there. And they ensure that nothing goes wrong. You take a look at the scoreline. It was 7-1 for Big. They were looking nigh and unstoppable. Vitality finally forcing Big to slam on their brakes, and it has come to a bit of a standstill. Because of the lost bonus, they will be able to eke out a decent buy. The Alligator in the hands of Tizian, the auto shot. You love to see it. A fast play coming in towards the upper bomb side, and the Alligator might chomp them down.
Not at that range, it won't though. It never really stood a chance. Masuda with 3 big entries in the meanwhile on this half buy on Big. And it's falling into position nicely. That HG nearly actually yielded the kill onto Masuda. The bodyguard system in play. Dupree. That is rough.
That's
that
ugly.
is very rough. And on top of it being a rough passage of play, this does give Big a small chance now. They have 5-7, P250, bit of Kevlar. If nothing else, they can whittle down some of this economy and vitality, which is hardly the greatest.
Yeah, they're just going to try and go for the exits here, right? And maybe pick up the, yeah, like you said, take away a couple of the weapons so you don't have to, you can invest a little bit more in the utility come the next round. But Vitality, oh, they make a bit of noise. And remember, Masuda is very, very low, but a great shot from Magisk. What a round from Masuda. Okay, that got a little hairy. You can see how low Masuda was there, but what a sequence of openers from Masuda.
What you know, the crazy part about this Blair, and he's kind of like a victim of his own success in the past, is you look at Dupree and you look at Magisk. These guys, previously some of the best players in the world, even within the context of this tournament, had amazing performances. They're bringing this back 5 rounds in a row, basically with no Dupree and Magisk on the server.
It's not just a French.
It's just wild. It's just mad. How is this possible?
It is kind of wild. Fast play as they run ahead of the smokes, and that's actually going to almost catch Tapson off guard. He will survive a Tizian now. He's going to be pressured here, and he's going to find nothing. Magisk, he's woken up now. He's looking for blood.
And he's found it. But he may not be satiated. That bloodlust may still continue to drive him forward. The Viking once more. Apex in the meanwhile trades back and forth. The Dupree's woes continue. Faven doubles up on Hut. 3-on-3. Crimbo downstairs has pulled all the way back. And he must know that these Ts are pressing down on his position, especially as they're covering the lobby side.
The problem is Vincent Vitality choose to pounce on the lower bomb side right now. The other 2 CTs is so very far away. So Crimbo, for the time being, he is all by his lonesome. The lone defender has got a nade. No nades, nothing else apart from that. No smokes, no Molotovs. And he's going to have his crosshairs trained, but they're going to pounce on him simultaneously, Vince. They're going to open up the squeaky, and that's the moment they break the window. However, backup could be nearby. Faven is there.
The window's now been smashed. Molotov towards ramp. Smoke also there. Flash is coming in. Beautiful. That's exactly what Vitality were looking for. However, what they weren't anticipating is Faven pushing through the Molotov, but now the spray is good. And with the post plant also coming in, Searson, he'll be looking to save this AWP, I think. He's half thinking about it. This may put him back into the game. This may put him into the round. He's been gifted a 1v1. And now switching across to his AK, there's plenty of time, even without a kit. Now he's picked one up. He's got a smoke, a HE, and a flash, but no idea as to Masuda's positioning until it's too late. And he gets snatched away. 6 rounds in a row, Blair, from 7-1 to 7-7.
Vitality, they like their comebacks, Vince. That's one thing we've figured out in the past couple of maps. It's just fast and furious from Magisk, and ZywOo again with the window position being so good. And in the end, the 1v1. The Frenchmen, they're doing it all by the lonesome. Although that previous round, Magisk did have some very impactful opening frags, just running on in, seeing glimpses of what he could do. I think Tapson got spotted there. Down to 19 HP, but he might be able to escape. Indeed, he will. This is, of course, a pretty rough buy for the CTs. There's still a player tucked inside the Searson. With it A1, will Magisk check? That's the question. Is Magisk slowly fading away? Now, for Searson, even if he doesn't see anyone, there's information gained by his teammates, right? They've also taken on Zaiwu, the danger man, but they're creeping towards ramp, and once more, it's Crimbo, and he's got a French rifle in his hands.
HE up and over, that could do some serious damage, but instead it only tickles dupreeh before he relocates, repositions to the B site. So ramp control now forthcoming on the T side. tabseN probably should have died earlier on to Magisk's hands. Lucky to be alive on 19, but they've backed all the way to CT spawn. And this is to facilitate any kind of heaven push, which dupreeh is about to come into. Gets the kill. 1 HP remains, though, for dupreeh. And Magisk is watching Squeaky. The timing works against him, and the MP9 comes out ahead. That kill changes the dynamic of this round entirely in 1 second. That could have been Magisk wide swinging onto the site, but instead they have to push out onto heaven, and there's not enough time to change their angle of aggression. But Faven, there's too many areas for him to watch out for. Too many targets. 1 HP on dupreeh, 25 on Apex. But a post plant comes in. And searson, still on 100 or thereabouts, is making a move outside. They pass by one another. dupreeh coming up the stairs is found and put down, laid to rest. And now Apex has to try and fend off this push. First spray is good on the periphery of the smoke. 25 against the 98, and time ticking away. No kit for searson. He's going to stick on this site, going for the full defuse right now. Apex around the corner, just has to peek in. And even though he gets killed, there's no time. Apex will clutch.
He knew there was no kit. That's why he says it. We knew it. Oh, Apex. He has been magnificent this half. It was looking rough for Big, but led by the captain, he rallies the troops and they bring this one back. That looked almost unwinnable, Vince. A combined HP of less than 20, dupreeh in 1. Apex was 20, I think 23 HP in that 1v2. He plays that edge off that smoke so very well. And Vitality, the comeback kings, led by the 3 musketeers of Apex, Zaiwu and Misuta. And Big, they're probably left wondering, they're probably shell-shocked by now, Vince. 7-1, and then Vitality on a 7-round streak. What a comeback.
And the one in that 7 was the pistol, so they had them by the scruff of the neck that entire half. And then that switch was flipped, and everything changed. Vitality, though, we're going to have to mount a comeback into a lead attaining position, and it won't be happening in this round. searson and Faven both putting in with their Glocks, and 2 headshots are forthcoming. And the 3 remaining CTs all come from the CT, already losing more lives. What a turnaround, what an answer by Big. 7 rounds in a row, you could let your heads drop, you could start to really get in your own minds, come straight out, A rush, take heads, clean it up as easy as you like.
Oh boy, Big. Remember, it was Vitality winning the pistol round off the back of Apex, you know, with a 1v2 clutch and the 4K, but it was Big who won their force buy, right? So that's going to be kind of itching at the back of their minds. They need to be paranoid. They're like, okay, we've won the pistol round. We've got to edge. Okay. All right. Something for Big. It feels like a lifetime ago when they lost one around, because Vitality were just running all over them. And this is with dupreeh and Magisk being so very quiet, Vince. The fact they lost the pistol round, they're still going to be feeling mighty comfortable. They're still going to be feeling absolutely just in that flow state. But Big, you can never count them out. One thing about Big, one thing we know about are the super ultra mega nerdy executes they were known for. And Nuke is a map where a tactical T side can really wreck the defense. So let's see what Big have in store for us over here. The pistol win allows them the couple of AK-47s, the Galil, the MAC-10s as well. I'd be surprised to go for just a shock and awe approach towards the upper bomb side, but looking at the amount of utility they have, they might just slow things down. Force Vitality to use up the bare minimal utility they have right now.
Well, starting off, though, with a fast push. Nothing slow about this. They vent dive down, multiple players losing a lot of health in the process, but Apex is the first casualty. And more importantly, on the side of Big, the only casualty thus far. Faven, Crimbo, Tapson, all low. But Dupree can't finalize the kill through the smoke. On the downstairs in the meanwhile, Magisk is putting some speculative deagle shots down range, but in the smoke, nothing connects. And a post plant comes in. And with all of that damage being done through the smoke of Squeaky, they don't even know there's low players. So there's no way they're going to go for this. They just want to hold on to what they have, back away and try and save. And my concern here, though, Blair, is on the T side, they're getting carried hard by like Apex just being a monster, going back to his roots of like entry fragging and just basically being a well-rounded beast. ZywOo having impact. If Dupree and Majors continue to be underperforming and they get singled out and exploited, the CT side can completely capitulate.
Oh, absolutely. That is definitely within the realms of possibility here, and Big are aware of that as well. But I like this round for them. They didn't... Usually you see a lot of teams, and after they win the T-pistol round, they will kind of like slow things down and kind of just wait for the aggression from the CTs, and that's when the timing sometimes doesn't quite work out for them. You see a late lobby crunch maybe coming from the CTs. You walk into hut, and there's a 5-7 staring you down. And instead, they just opt to go for the fast play towards lower bomb site, and it just works out perfectly. Not losing a single player. However, because of Vitality only suffered one casualty, they will still have these the 4 spike in the previous round to work with. Have that FAMAS in the hands of ZywOo. The Frenchman fittingly wielding the French weapon, but he's taken so much of damage. Nade, bullets, and the flames taking him down. And they are making quick work of this. As I say that, Masuda finds one, and Tizian is very low. That's the bomb spotted as well, I believe.
I think the only saving grace is it might have been on the other side.
Oh, it's on the other side, my bad. X-ray. But still, finding the 2 kills there. Searson and Tapson, they slow it down. If I'm them, I just group up here, walk together, plant the bomb, and even if Masuda finds a kill, just go for the trade. But they're making this pretty expensive, all Vitality.
Oh, they have already, absolutely. There are some rifles down, though, that they'd like to trade up if they get the opportunity to do so. Masuda, though, knows there's a weapon outside. This is the... It was a FAMAS, now it's a MAC-10. It's been upgraded from Tapson. But Masuda has the timing, has the deagle, and has a chance. But that's all it is. A brief glimmer of an opportunity to make something truly special happen at the legend stage of a major. A player of his experience would do well to make this even close. He's already got 2. Can he go 2 better? Post plant in, not planted favorably for Masuda at all. And with no kit, no smokes, no flashes, nothing to really work with, he has to go and have a look first. Tickling the bomb here will do nothing for him, so he's going to take the fight to the T's. And finds the first. Frag down. Now it's a battle against time, though. Tickling the bomb out. Tries to get Searson out into the open. So nearly rattles his skull. But Searson has done enough to clutch this. Even if Masuda had connected the shot, it would have been over anyway. Beautiful try, though, all things considered.
I love the silent drop from Heavens. So many times people just fail that. People always make a little bit of sound. He was silent as a ghost, making it so very expensive. Because it honestly felt like Big would have won this one very, very convincingly. That's Searson, the last one to stay alive. So definitely going to be hampering the economy a little bit. But still, Big able to string 3 in a row together. And here we go. The first buy coming in for Vitality. ZywOo with the AWP M4 spawn for everyone. But just get Dupree looking to redeem themselves after what was a very lackluster half. And somehow ZywOo, I don't think he's seen this cross. Okay, he's all the way from CD spawn. Big gap in the smoke there. Taps it up close. It's going to be the A hit.
I was going to say the audacity to vent dive there, but Apex is already down. So you've just walked into your jail, your final resting place for round 19, and already only 2 players remain, one of which is the AWPing contingent of Searson, and the other is Tapson, who's hoping that Apex, who was last seen in vents, tries to come up. Searson making moves downstairs. Now, this is a really important round for Vitality. They're already in a great position, but their money is in no place to lose more weapons. They have got to hold on to this.
The question is, how are the 2 Ts going to be grouping on up? Searson head spotted. Apex. Tapson finds one in the meantime, Vince. 4v2 to a 2v2. Tapson, those days should be numbered as Magisk finds him. And Searson.
Even the absolute audacity for him to slow peek up the ladder and try and no-scope there, mate. Get down. That's outrageous behavior.
They do manage to inflict a bit of damage on the economy of Apex and his men. Rapid German being spoken there by tabseN. It's just the pistols right now. Tech 9, couple of Deegs, P250 in play, a lot of utility, a decent chunk of utility being purchased as they opt to deploy the smokes towards outside of Molotov as well for the T-Red. And ZywOo lies in wait and Faven in the meantime dropping on down. Apex caught with his pants down. He can find another kill here, but ZywOo blinded, no scopes him.
ZywOo on the cross as well. That was the call that tabseN made. He said drop down main, get some kills. And that's exactly what Faven did. Nearly had two, probably should have had two if it hadn't been for ZywOo just being an absolute monster with the AWP as per usual. Masuda now has 3 players. Ooh. First one is a crisp headshot. Bomb gets spilled down, but tabseN's there to deliver the fatal blow. Problem for ZywOo is he could get swept in, and I think he realizes it too. dupreeh will claim the kill into Tizian. That is gargantuan for the prospects of Vitality winning this round. It means that ZywOo can now focus his attention down onto the actual site itself, and now joined by dupreeh and Tizian. Trade back and forth, but tabseN is going to finally be put in his final resting place. 10-10 the score, but that was another 3 casualties. Vitality can't quite build their economy yet.
Yeah, considering the investment from Big, that's a big win. No pun intended. As Vitality now, at least they've tied things up, right? A couple of rounds expensive. Oh, that's just lethal for Faven. And ZywOo, he's so fortunate, Vince. He is so fortunate because that could have gone the way of Faven, and then the round could have spiraled out of control.
Oh, yeah.
We saw the timing flank, the timing flank from dupreeh as well, from ramp, able to take out a player. So there were so many places where that could have gone very wrong for Vitality, but they hold on. The buy now going to be coming out. sirssan with his zoom banger atop the silo. dupreeh CT vents is rattling off a number of bullets. The smoke is going to allow a lot of room to work with here for the T side. It's going to be tabseN sneaking in towards garage. No one inside a secret. As Faven and Tizian, they team up. dupreeh will be absolutely ruined. The flames forcing him out of position. And now Magisk has a lot of work to do with ZywOo. And inside the upper bomb side with AWP, it's not a comfortable spot to be, even if you are ZywOo.
That's why ZywOo's going looking. He's trying to find himself something to execute from. sirssan, maybe the first player to peek, thinks better of it. Molotov now will give their position away. Just shy of a minute on the clock. sirssan through first, gets the kill on ZywOo. He had no right to win that frag, but the triple spray down was available for Magisk, and he gets 2 in amongst all of this chaos. The clarity of Masuda to be pushing forward still to get 1 and to tag sirssan down so low. That flank is pristine timing. And it should be the curtain coming down on round 21. tabseN, though, from the heavens, looking to smite down onto Vitality, but instead that will be his final demise, and Vitality take the lead 11-10.
What a round from Magisk. What a round from Magisk.
I don't give a fuck, bro. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, you can see with the play as well, Vince. He did not give an F.
And he was talking to dupreeh there.
I
So
love it.
it must have been dupreeh maybe asking for help. He's like, yo, bro, look, we won the round, okay? Like,
I've already dropped an F-bomb yesterday, Vince. I'm not going to do the same again. The players can do whatever they want. What a play. What a play from Magisk, though. He had a quiet... he was very quiet. He was 1 kill and 10 deaths, and dupreeh was 0 and 9, I believe, in the first half.
Yep.
But he's kind of coming to his own here. 9 kills. Impact. Huge impact there in that round. 3K for him. And here we go. Big. They had everything going their way that round, but then it just completely falls apart. And because of that, the pistols come out once more. 3 smokes, 3 Deegs. Make that 4, in fact, for the side of Big. And for Vitality, can they win a round without losing too many players? Can they win a round without hemorrhaging so much money? That's the question, and I really hope they do.
well, surely it's this one, right? You got 4 Deagles, a Glock alongside it, no flashes, only 1 smoke left. If there was ever a round you expect Vitality to take and to take comfortably, it's this one. HE touches down base on Crimbo. 77 health evaporates in a brief moment. And now Tizian finalized ZywOo, a shooting gallery. Target-rich environment, and so far he is keeping himself alive. Will go down, that's an AWP that goes with him. obviously can be retrieved later on, but this is where the Deagles start to get a little bit terrifying. Crimbo on the close angle. Not only is this not a clear-cut round, it's now a 2-on-2. This is a winnable round for Big, with elimination on the line, with so much at stake. Big have somehow brought this back, and now they have an AWP, and it's in the very capable hands of Searson. Faven playing bodyguard. Players isolated, separated by a thin veneer, a thin wall, and now the Deagle goes to town again. The patience of Faven proving to be such an integral part of this round. I cannot believe, Blair, we are in a situation where Big might be about to win with 4 Deagles and a Glock.
This could be a huge catastrophe. I just said, Vitality, you need to win a round like this without losing too many players in a 1v2. They don't have a kit as well. Thank you for the observers for pointing it out. He doesn't have a kit, and he can't afford the time to run all the way towards Hell and pick it up, because that's going to make a lot of sound as well and give away his position. Magist needs to do the impossible now.
Pushing onto the site. No nades to draw out any of these angles. No idea as to where they currently possess, and he's just moved past. He's gonna get spotted, and Faven shuts him down.
Oh.
Big with the Eagles have pulled this out the fire. And the impact that has to Vitality, not just mentally, not just score-wise, but financially as well, is so significant.
It's a disaster, Vince. It's an absolute disaster for Vitality. Oh, the shots, though. The shots coming out from Faven and Crimbo. And the patience as well. Vitality, they just keep poking and prodding, trying to find some information. And it all goes wrong, so terribly wrong for Vitality. Big calling their final tactical timeout. No more opportunities for Gob to talk to his men after this. And they've broken the money for Vitality. Absolutely capitulated there, did the French-Danish side. And is this the round where it all went wrong? That's the question for me, Vince.
I mean, if they lose at this point, Blair, I think you have to highlight that round as being a particular back-breaking, soul-destroying moment in this game.
Round 22. That's what I'm going to keep out. I'm going to remember if Big mount this comeback and knock out Vitality. Because over in the A-Stream, of course, we have all the 2-1 matchups, so even if you lose that, right, you still have another opportunity to play tomorrow. This is do or die. You either win and live to play another day, or you go home. That's what at stake here. And would that mistake have been what completely ruins the hopes of Vitality? That's the question. Right now, a bit of a stack taking place towards the upper bomb side. They have a couple of deeks of their own as well, Vince. Dupree with the 5-7 and 2 USBs. No utility.
Just going to take first point of contact, and he will go down. Unsurprisingly, as he gets peeked from multiple players. Faven, triple spray. Activates onto the side. And this round is how the last one should have gone. Easy, comfortable cleanup with no casualties. That's how it's done, Vitality. 9-0 to Nip against Furia?
Holy hell. Okay. It's been a day of some interesting matches, Vince. Like, this has been the banger of a series. Mind you, the first series on the A-Streams was already done about half an hour ago, before this map even started. That's how insane Vertigo was. But Furia struggling against Nip at the moment, and right now so are Vitality. Big, winning a couple of rounds, massive rounds. Tizian's going to find the opening. Magisk will fall. Oh, ZywOo, though, he doesn't need a sniper. He's going to snipe away Searson with his M4A1, but Tizian somehow finding kills at will through the smoke. Apex will fall.
More trays, Dupree knowing the Molotov was down, repositioning, turning his attention as ZywOo now shows his hand from heaven. Oh, this combo is looking so sharp, but Tizian comes back once again, 1v1, and ZywOo holds his resolve. However, it's at the cost of 4 teammates, so this next buy, grim.
Absolutely. And the thing is, for the side of Big, they won the round with the Deagles, able to salvage a couple of guns there. After that, the round they won following that round was just a flawless round. They didn't lose any players, so they have all the money to work with here. Thankfully for Gob, Big don't have any more tactical timeouts remaining. That is, they're using Vitality's tac timeout, the third of which is being used by Zonic right now as they talk things through. ZywOo coming up clutch there. He opens it up by decapitating Searson on top of Silo and following it up with a 1v1 clutch against Tizian. You can take a look at the cash. It is looking very solid here for Big. They have enough money for 2 rounds now. What is this? Oh, I couldn't even see him.
Saw a brief glimpse of a pixel, and that was all ZywOo needed
4K.
to make him disappear. And that 4K on top of it is something very special indeed. Oh, this is a rough mix-match buy-up. MP9, the XM, FAMAS, AK, M4.
It's a variety.
Just one kit as well. And they've lost the first player in the round. Masuta is sent packing by Faven's AK-47.
That's not the start vitality we're looking for, Vince. This is the force buy, mind you. If they lose this, they have to go for an eco. And that means big. They're going to get to 14. Jisk hoping, praying to the Elder Gods, begging them to come down towards Vents, where he's looking to chomp onto them. Pretty cool crossfire potentially being set up between himself and Dupree with the MP9 on top of Hut. Is it going to come down to ZywOo again, Vince? That's the question. He's got that AK-47 in his hands. We know how capable he can be. As Big are going to start deploying the wall of smokes. A little delayed on the 1 minute mark, but it is only going to be Tapson sneaking on up while the remaining teammates group up for this ramp position. Where guess who lies in wait? It is Apex, the captain.
Timing will not be sweeter either. If he depletes this magazine, he will get pushed afterwards. XM point blank range. Magisk removes the head of Tapson. So the one player pushing down Secret has now been compromised. And you don't really play a play down Secret at this time unless you're eyeing up a potential B hit. But CSN now shows himself. AK-47 from ZywOo looking to try and repel the invaders. And that's 2 kills that go by his side. Tizian last man up to the plate. And it may just crash against the side of his head with ZywOo picking up yet another rifle round kill. And it's 13-12 to Vitality.
There's 5 kills within ZywOo and Magisk, Vince. And that was Magisk with the auto shotty, the XM, finding Tapson on the look towards Secret, picks up the AK-47, but what a hold coming in. What a hold from Vitality. That was such a grim-looking buy, but they managed to convert it. 2 AK-47s picked up as well. Now we'll see the buy coming out. And Big, they don't go for it. They don't go for the force buy. They can't afford to, Vince. They're going to go for the eco. Here's the full eco. They have a couple of deagles to work with. It's in the hands of Faven and Crimbo. And they're going to allow Vitality to, well, at least on paper, get to round number 14.
The thing is, though, I have that last Eagle round still in the back of my head, Blair. And you better believe that Vitality do as well. Surely they can't let that happen twice. There are less Deagles in play this time. Just 2 as opposed to 4.
Tizian. Oh, he actually finds the timing. Oh, Tizian. How's he alive? How is he alive?
Screw this, lads. I'm pushing Vents. And it works out somehow. Unfortunately, he doesn't have the bombs, so we can't try and rush that plant down, and they're walking into the crossfire. And this crossfire will put them in their tomb. Bomb gets dropped down as well, so no hopes or prospects of a bomb plant, although they do still have Tizian downstairs, but that would have been called by Dupree. And Tizian, he's a goner. This round is going to be a done deal. 14-12, as you highlighted, Blair. But now, it's all been leading to this moment. This is where Big have got to shine.
I'm still giggling internally over Tizian just running out. Just like, slow it down and just put in the Leroy Jenkins the sound clip on top of the Leroy Jenkins just runs on in. Bit of a comedic moment in what has been a very intensely played series here. 14-12, and Vince, you said it right. Big, it's do or die time right now. Was that comeback all for naught? 14-12. They have the buy up in the hands of Susan. Oh my lord, the nade, over 100 points of damage. Another follow-up nade. Dupree will find Tizian, and that's a man advantage early on. Tapson down to 47 HP as well. He's been spotted, and he fades away. Falls on back, but Apex should find him, and indeed he will. 3v5, man advantage for Vitality.
CSN spots players jumping across, but it's not put off. He knows another player is on the silos. He saw him jump across there. Apex now joining in. HE tossed into Squeaky, damage done to Faven, who pushes by, bypasses the smoke. He's on top of the vents. He can't quite dive down yet. He's looking at the top of Hut. Another frag for Searson, almost identical to the last time around. And suddenly it's in a 3-on-3, but there is a flanking contingent in play. The Faven will bypass that. Just Vitality peeking one by one. But Masuda has this in his hands, and he will not deliver. Searson throws the AWP in his way. An Apex in a 1-on-3 surely can't get this done.
There's no way. The moment he drops down, there is a player waiting for him. It is going to be Fab, and he spots his feet, and the bullets will take out his caps, kneecaps, basically, in Apex. You can see the frustration starting to creep in, Vince. And we said it. We said how this round is basically it for Big. They needed to deliver. And despite the opening duels going the way of Vitality, a 3v5 favoring them, Searson comes live with the AWP. Nothing flashy, nothing crazy, just he hits his shots. He makes that AWP shine, and he is still keeping Big in the game. Final tack timeout getting used by Vitality from now on forth, Vince. That's it. There's no more timeouts remaining for either of these two teams. It's pure stress and nervousness and anxiety right now in the server. It's about who can make it to the next stage. It's about who can stay alive to play tomorrow, to play another day. And it's going to come down to the final couple of rounds here. Vitality, they have the buy, but that's it. They have nothing more left in the coffers. For Big, they win this round convincingly, Vince. They take away the weapons. It's pretty much map and match point.
The most important round, perhaps, of both of these teams' tournament is right now, and the early damage inflicted across the ZywOo. Vitality only have the one kit. That is in the hands of ZywOo. No AWP again. He's typically been playing with the rifles. On both CT sides today, 3 players, Big, making moves, making inroads, looking to take control over ramp, pillage it, plunder it if they can. Masuda flashes, incendiary, death. Crimbo will deserve himself a lot of praise after this performance. But that's if they can convert from this point, because they're starting to spill downstairs, and Magisk is here, but he's been smoked out of position. He must know if he pushes through there, he's a goner, but there's a flank coming into play. But Magisk and Apex have both been dealt with swiftly and with no mercy. dupreeh and ZywOo remain. They do still have control over that kit, but considering that ZywOo's already out of there, it's going to be a save.
They have to save. There's no money. There is zero money. ZywOo and dupreeh having to hold on to this A1s. What a round from Big. Just a straight on ramp execute. Man, Masuda was just lost. He had no idea what was going to happen. He was blinded. He was burning alive. He couldn't head back down towards the ramp position, and gets triple peaked by Big. And they have absolutely smashed Vitality. They're going to get around number 14. They're going to tie things up. And we spoke about the T side from Big. Even though the CD side fell apart a little bit after the 7-1 lead they had, we always said that the T side is something which you need to be wary of. They have these executes they can always bring out. And that was such a great take coming out from them. And even the flank getting taken care of, the shots being hit by Faven and, of course, by Tapson. And look at this. Look at what Vitality have. The 2 safe rifles, and they have to go for the full ego. Just so, come round number 30, because they were now guaranteed all the full rounds, and at least have a semblance of a buy to work with here. A P2K from Apex tapping away ZywOo, the M4 towards Mini. They've heard the sound. They know where ZywOo is, and they know there's another M4 in play. It's about avoiding the death trap that could be ZywOo and dupreeh working together.
They're both downstairs. They're both in the right position right now. 3 players coming through. ZywOo will take first point, a call, and dupreeh can wide swing afterwards. Now they're spotted. Oh, the headshot is huge. Here comes dupreeh. 2 kills go back to forth. And the USP as well. Masuda showing his hand. The bomb spilled out. The bomb's in an awkward position. It's more headshots from ZywOo. A 1-on-3. Now the only silver lining for Crimbo is that none of these 3 players have Kevlar or rifles. It's USPs and a P2000. That's it though. This is a winnable round for Crimbo.
But he's lost sight of them, Vince. He has no idea where the CTs are. Vitality immediately evacuating the premises. They're like, cool, we're not going to give you the opportunity for a spray down. We're not going to allow you to isolate these fights and take us down. Because as you said, USPs, default pistols, a flashbang for Apex, no Kevlar, no nothing. 30 seconds to work with here. He's got the health, he's got a utility, he's got everything to work with. Time, however, is dwindling. He's got to punch in the digits on that bomb as soon as possible, but he's still walking, he's still paranoid.
How terrifying.
He's got a gun now.
How terrifying for Crimbo here. He's just like, I don't know where I'm going to get peeked from. I could be anywhere. 10 seconds. Here comes a push in from Apex, but Crimbo successfully gets the bomb plant down. He's still got 2 flashes. He's still got a chance. Crimbo could be clutching this one out. The spray is good for 1, but there's Apex on the return. And they make the double stack on Vents work. And Zonic with his head in his hands can't believe it. I can't imagine the stress that's going for him right now.
Oh man, you could just see how relieved he is. He doesn't even look happy. It was how stressed he was. Apex, he left ramp, went all the way outside, came in from secret, and picked up an AK, which helped them to clutch that one out. Because I could have seen Crimbo against 3 default pistols Vince with that duel. Oh, what a round to be won by Vitality. What a massive round. The 2 saved M4s alongside the USPs coming out on top. And now Vitality, they are at map and match point, 1 round away from knocking out Big. For Big though, they need to battle it out for OT, for overtime. Nade gonna be lobbed in by Apex, a little too shy. But look at Apex, he's pushing in so very deep here, Vince.
Had 1 match point as well, or 1 map point, I should say, over on Vertigo. That didn't work. We went to OT. Big was successful. Vitality also showed a lot of backbone, playing super aggressive in the last few rounds. Apex thought about it, but backed away. And now Vitality into more stationary default positions. But because of their early incursions outside, Vitality have made sure that Big haven't really got any control over the map. With a minute left on the clock, they're still all stuck in lobby. No one's outside. No one's bypassed ramp control. They're still very isolated. And now they're going to try and turn up the pace a little bit, but there's mollies being exchanged back and forth.
I don't think they heard the flames lick at his feet because of the sound of the AK-47s, but all of them just grouped up right now. Perfect time Molotov there. Got to keep Tapson at bay. Big. They have 1 Molotov for Crimbo, which they haven't used yet. He's going to use it for top of HUD. Here comes the play, Vince.
This could be it. This could be Big's last play in the Major. Dupree holding on from HUD, but he's going to get knocked down instantly, and Tapson and Crimbo explode outside of HUD. Kicking ass, taking names, and putting it into a 2-on-4. Masuda and Zaiwu have got to clutch out if Vitality want the win in regulation. Zaiwu pivoting into heaven while Masuda comes round from main. Smoke still in his eyes, allows him safe passage to the left-hand side, but the smoke in heaven is huge. There is a gap in this smoke, however. Maybe Masuda can make the most of this after all. As he looks to try and push in, he's going to get caught from the side, and now Zaiwu has to spring into action. No kill coming up! And for the 2nd time in this all-important elimination match, we head to OT.
What a round. What a round by Big. I love it. I love the amount of voices everyone's talking. Magisk, he's demanding attention. He's got something he's got to tell his teammates. Oh, yeah. But right now, Vince, OT to decide who goes on to play more games tomorrow. OT to decide who's going to be going home here today. We saw a double OT barn burner for a game in Vertigo earlier already. Mirage feels like a lifetime ago.
A distant memory. A blip on the radar as far as Big are concerned. And as we said, coming into this game, none of the previous maps, not a single map in the entire Major makes any difference. This effectively is a best of 1, and now this is just an OT. It has to be that simple. Anything that's happened before this point is irrelevant. Zaiwu performing well, but so is Faven once again. Tabson stepping up when it's required. And speak of the man, he's taking some early aggression outside and dodging bullets while doing so.
Apex has got backup, of course, in the form of Masuta. All the way tucked into the back of the garage, and he's just going to go for the wide swing. Catches Tapson in the middle of no man's land, is looking for more. Apex, you lunatic, is looking for more, and he'll be punished for it. Tizian will take him down. There is a gap in the smoke, though. And Masuta, he's been seen, he's been found, but look at how low Faven and Tizian are. Dupree, it's going to come down to him here.
Oh, he had the right idea, just the off timing. Faven also on this squeaky side, going to get re-smoked. They also have to play it up on silos, but outside control now firmly rests in the German hands. As you highlighted, Blair, Tizian 10 HP, Faven 8 HP, Searson also underneath 50. So all three of these players are easy targets. And with 30 seconds left, they're going to have to push at some point, and in doing so, one angle may go unchecked. One rock will go unturned. And that could be the one that bludgeons them to death in our first OT round. 20 seconds now coming up. Who will the hero be? Can Vitality withstand this 4-on-3 retake? Aggression now coming through. Dupree and Magus holding the line. It's the Great Danes who will take this round down, or will they? Crimbo from heaven steals and snatches it away.
All right, I don't think I've ever seen Big trash talk out loud. They're fired up, Vince. They're fired up. They're calling out the baguettes, man. Like, this is getting intense. Oh, the crunch, the Danes, they almost did enough, but Crimbo from above. Big take the first round of overtime. Holy hell. It's been 4 hours since the series started, Vince, and I don't see it ending anytime soon.
I'm fine with that, Blair. Keep it coming. Keep it coming. I know Big and Vitality fans may disagree on that one, but I think any CS fans are having a very good time watching these two teams do battle. And it's hard to really put it down to who's going to win this. Yes, Big have the advantage. But we've seen Vitality come out of nowhere and just put down the law. And ZywOo gets out the bat and smacks Searson upside the head with his AWP. It won't stop Big taking secret control, though.
They do, however, have Masuta. He's basically everywhere on the CD side for the side of Vitality. That's Apex. Dangerous game, but he will cross on over. And as you said, Vince, they have taken secret control, but they still need to be methodical, clearing out all these angles. And despite them not finding anyone, it's buying time here for Vitality. But in this 5v4, they're not budging. They're not making any moves. Apex spots the player out, goes for the duel, and Tizian's going to find him. And that could be the timing for Big to pounce on his lower bomb site. But Masuta tucked on in inside, and ZywOo's there with his AWP.
This kind of a lockdown should be enough. Good shot from ZywOo, and now he can lean on Masuta to clean up the rest. Great teamwork. Spray is good for one, and that should be good enough. Tizian's going to be running up the vents, but there is Magus laid in wait. So Vitality may concede the first, but they bounce right back. I'm just getting a little bit concerned watching Apex. It's like he's trying to do everything alone. You keep seeing him go for these crazy peaks. You said yourself he's a lunatic. He's died twice in a row now, re-peeking outside and getting himself killed.
Yeah, I can kind of understand why he went for that particular duel, because he just saw the one player isolated, right? Goes for the long spray, doesn't quite pan out. But this hold from Masuta and from ZywOo, good enough. And the thing is, Apex, he's that guy. He's the guy who's going to kind of throw himself, right, just to find information. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And when it works, it's magnificent. You're like, holy hell, Apex, you're a god. And when it doesn't, you're left wondering, questioning why he goes for these maneuvers. But right now, he's going to be a little bit more restrained. Double up on the T side. Or what?
That's a first for this best of three. Will it work, though? Tapson's just given himself away for free. And Apex played this very position last time. There's the repeat from Apex. This time catching them in the chaos. Searson will be peeking with one of those two AWPs. Flashbang will do nothing. They can't connect the shot. Vitality looking to dial in their second CT round on OT. Searson missing another opportunity. He at least forces and brute forces his way downstairs, however. But we've already seen a couple of times that Vitality are fine giving up secret control.
They must have an AK-47 drop to its lobby, one would assume, right? So you can pick up the pick up the AK-47 with Faven. Faven, Crosshair's trained though. And Masuda finds Tizian in the meantime, and now they're probably Vitality are like, wait, there are 2 AWPs, what in the name? But the bomb is dropped, and Faven needs to pick it up, and he's gonna come running out from the smoke. He manages to steal the bomb away and drops on Vents.
Excuse me? He should be dead from ZywOo, but still, how the hell has Faven survived that long? That's unreal. And now Searson with his AWP getting baited out from the doors. HG down, running around the corner. That shot is slick, and he would have enough time for the plants. This would be unbelievable, and it's not going to happen. Dupree from the behind with the M4 gets Vitality 17-16 in the lead.
I would not want to be in Gobby or Zonic shoes right now. Just, there are no more attack timers remaining, just remember that. So all they can do is just sit and watch the stress everyone is feeling in the server, the fans, the coaches. Heck, I'm feeling stress for both of them right now. Nice attempt there from Searson, but big, yeah. They win the first round. They're on their attacking side, but Vitality able to recuperate themselves and recover. And now they have the lead. It's a tenuous lead, Vince. Just the tiniest of margins. 17-16. First team to reach 19 wins. And the other goes home.
And if we hit 18 at deadlock, we will head to second OT for the second time in this elimination matchup. There, of course, is a human element. I'm sure everyone watching this understands the amount of effort, the blood, the sweat, the tears, the dreams that both these teams have of going the distance, winning the entire major, having their moment in the sun one more time for some of these players, and the first time for a lot more. And all of that hangs by a thin thread. One big play, one moment of brilliance could make the difference, could get your team the win.
The wall of smoke is getting deployed here by Vitality. We saw a smoke being deployed by the CDs as well towards the entrance of Secret to just give them a ruse as someone around the corner towards Secret. In the meantime, though, Searson finding Dupree, but Masuda with an immediate trade. And Searson's just combat opping up close and personal. This is getting chaotic. This is getting dicey. But Tizian and Tapson, they strike in tandem. And all of a sudden, Vince, it's all in Majest with 2 clean taps. And all of a sudden, down to a 2v2. You blink and you miss it. The Dane is coming alive.
He most certainly is. ZywOo, in the meanwhile, though, alongside him for the ride. 30 seconds. The Dane, from killing to supplying the bomb-carrying duties with Tizian and Crimbo. Crimbo has been Mr. Dependable. Throughout this best-of-3 series, he has been on point. His positioning cannot be questioned. Magisk, though, on a measly 18 HP, goes down first. Tizian can hit and run.
10 seconds.
Flashbang. The time is so low that ZywOo has to just chase him, has to rush in. Gonna go for the plant. It will be afforded to him, but will he be able to live to tell the tale? Yes, he will. And now Crimbo's up against him, and the Prodigy will come out second best. Crimbo bests ZywOo and keeps big in this match.
15 HP. And ZywOo, the Prodigy, almost making it happen. Vince, there was no time. He just plants the bomb, gets off it, gets the kill. The 1v1, almost finding Crimbo, but you said it best. Crimbo, he looks like... We had our questions about his kid. Like, he's coming in playing the most high-pressure game of his entire young career. And he comes thumbs up. Gobby is a happy man, at least for now.
Yes, because in 3 seconds, we go again. And both teams have purchases. This game is far from over. It has been neck and neck. Mirage, as Blair said, a far cry. The most one-sided of maps. But now, Vitality and Big are digging deep. The rulebook can get thrown out of the window. This is pure nerve, grit. And Taps are coming through. Tapson's still alive. Able to stay alive a bit longer before ZywOo will smack him down to size, and that gives them secret control on top of it, but Tizian's already making moves into vents.
Tapson overstaying his welcome. He was out in the open. It was so fortunate he wasn't actually perforated by the AK-47 bullets. And Simple with the Magnum, shutting him down. Tizian now. He does have backup nearby in the form of Crimbo on his side, but Magisk for the first test, and he will come out on top. Tizian falls. This defense is crumbling.
There's Crimbo again, though. He's had so much impact. Oh, nearly 3! But he's given Big a chance. A way back in. And Searson dart through the smoke, into the Molotov, but more importantly, into ZywOo's crosshair. And now Faven has to try and pull this Clark out of his pocket, and ZywOo, with yet another AWP shot, connects the dots and gives a match point, elimination point, in favor of Vitality.
These two opening kills though. ZywOo finding tabseN just as the smoke starts to fade. What is even that from ZywOo? He is delivering time and time again. 35 kills for the Frenchman, ably supported by his countrymen in the form of Apex and Masuda. And Big, Vince, you said it. They need this round to take us to the second OT, or else this one is done! And ZywOo! Searson, get out of the server! 4v5! Vitality, they need 4 more kills.
Oh, ZywOo, these last 5 rounds, it's been a masterclass on how to T-side AWP, how to have impact. Take notes. Big aren't done just yet, but they are dangling so tentatively, so close to elimination. Well-placed, well-timed incendiary. Keep Vitality on their tiptoes. Big can just breathe another couple of sighs of relief, but they know they're going to have to dig down deep. Because Vitality still have a ton of utility. On the other side of the coin, though, there's no kits in play, no smokes, no incendiaries for Big. If they're going to win this round, it's going to have to be raw fragging power, and Tizian may be the man to deliver. 1 kill and a little bit of damage done onto a second player. They line up, but ZywOo continues to twist the knife in the side of Big. And Crimbo is the last man standing, the last hope, the last reprieve that Big have to build behind before they may be relinquished out of the major. Now, he's had some massive moments. He's had some huge spray downs, some huge clutches. But against 4 players, retaking on the A site, this surely is too tall an ask for a player that is so inexperienced compared to his compadres. But there's the first shot. Gives them a way back in, and a second, but it's the 2 weakened players. Time is so low, he has to get on this site right now. And there's the white swing, and there is Vitality living to fight another day.
Finally, they get a hug from Zonic. Apex collapsing into the arms of the big man. What a victory, what a win, what a battle.
You can see Apex is spent. He is exhausted. Understandably so. That was a marathon of a best of 3.
ZywOo, Vince, the final couple of rounds, he became